it's Holly with Ivy Co-Creations, and today I am guest designing for Rediscover Your Stash, and February's product focus is rub-ons. If you guys watched my kit creation at the beginning of February, you know that I have a ton of cut-aparts. So for this layout, because I'm not using a sketch, I decided to just use as many cut-aparts on here as I could. And I was trying to do them all in a rectangle and keep them relatively the same size. But I decided quickly to just cut them apart and cut them down and make them different shapes, just so that I could have different spaces and make them part of the background instead of taking over and being so overwhelming on the page. And then everything was kind of pink and white and like the same color. So I wanted to break that up a little bit. So I was going to use the You've Got Me Tickled Pink, but I ended up not using it at all. And I did have extra space, so I ended up moving things around. Anyway, I have these 4 photos of my daughter. She's wearing makeup. She wanted makeup, and she plays with my makeup like crazy. So I did her makeup for her so that she wouldn't get it all over the bathroom. And so this is her making all of her funny faces while standing on the counter, looking in the mirror, and just looking at how fancy she looks. I marked out where the photos sat on the page, and then I just went to town with my rub-ons. Now, I love the 49 and Market rub-ons. I love how much you can get from them and how many layers you can create from them. That's one of my favorite things about them. Plus the fact that they stick insanely well and the colors are so vibrant. They're an absolute must-have in my stash. Using the florals, I kind of created a secret garden type vibe with all of these cut-aparts stitched on, kind of like a quilt pattern. But I also used a lot of the butterflies as well. I just love the organic feeling of this layout. I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted or where things were going to go. So I just had everything out that I wanted to use or had an option to use. So I pulled all my little florals and all of the butterflies that had already been used, except for that big orange butterfly. That one I did cut out of a page directly. But everything else had already been opened and used and stuff like that. So I really just spread these butterflies around all over the place. And this video is sped up super fast. Like this is 8 times quicker. So it looks a little faster than most. But because all I'm doing is sitting here rubbing on rub-ons, I figured you guys wouldn't want to watch a half an hour video of me just rubbing things on. You can see where I'm putting them. And Callie came to say hi and attack my stick because I was using it. And I'm using up these little stitch lines just to like, spread the black around because I liked having that little bit of grounding, and B, using up these little stitched rub-ons. I wanted to make the florals peeking out from the top of the photos to almost look like they're growing out of the photos. And I really love the way that it turned out. I was super happy with how things sat. And how it came together. It made this really sharp-edged grid layout look so soft and delicate, and I was just so happy with it at the end. And I actually didn't use many of I called them the sharper leaves because I didn't want to cut them out anymore. They kind of weren't the same type of shape that I was looking for. So I just ended up finding all the little bits that were hanging around and using those. And rub-ons are so great because you can just add little tiny bits of things, like little splatterings, little dots, little bits of leaves all over the place. You can layer it up like crazy and it will still look fabulous and intentional. They're one of my favorite supplies to use. And I love the way that this turned out. All I did was add a couple enamel dots in colors that matched the cards, and I eventually did add some journaling in where the big orange butterfly was. But that's it. Please check out the description box below for everyone who is playing along with Rediscover Your Stash and How to Kill a Kit with Style. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you.